So I get asked a lot by a lot of people why I don't go clubbing. Sometimes I get colleagues at work who would say, um, Joe, you can come with us to the club, innit? And I'm like, no, I'm not interested. And they ask me why, and I bother to tell them why. Sometimes I don't even bother to tell them why because they won't listen. But yeah, we live in a generation at the moment. We live in a generation where a lot of people are misunderstanding the term live life to the fullest. Life is too short. Sometimes they think it's by going party, going clubbing, splashing money around, sleeping around with girls, sleeping around with guys, um, smoking weed, getting high, smoking shisha, and any other thing you can think of. You can name the rest. It's stupid, and I've been to the club my entire life. I've been to the club twice, and I haven't had good experiences with clubbing. So let me just speak about the first experience. So there was a time, this was roughly 8 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago. Sorry, 8 years ago, yeah. I went to the club. I used to work for this company, and this company had lots of branches. And at the end of the year, the company rents out a club, a nightclub, and employees from different branches come to that club. Okay. So my colleagues succeed to convince me to go to the club, right? Sorry. So Friday night, get dressed, go to the club, meet my colleagues, we sit down, we're having a drink, we're having a laugh, having a chat, and then the DJ plays up a very nice Afro music, and then we wake up, we start dancing, and a girl from another branch walks up to me and starts twerking. Okay, so I move away from her and she follows me again and continues twerking. And I move away from her and she follows me again and continues twerking. And then I move away from her and then she realizes that this dude is not interested in her. She might as well go and try out another person. So she goes to my other colleague, continues twerking, and he entertains her. They sit down. I mean, this colleague doesn't pay attention to us anymore. He's now with the girl. They both having a drink, having a laugh, getting high. And before I noticed, they both went home together because I saw them hopping into a taxi. And then Monday, I resume work. I see him and I'm like, dude, did you spend the night with that girl? And he said, yeah. As a matter of fact, he had his first and best one night stand ever. So I didn't bother asking him, but this is just what's going on in my head. I'm like, both of you don't know each other. Both of you don't know if you've got HIV. Both of you don't know if you have herpes. Both of you don't know if your blood is contaminated. Both of you don't know. You don't know nothing about each other. You could literally spend the night with someone that could have the worst possible sexual transmittable disease, but because you couldn't control your sexual urges, you went and spent the night with him or spend the night with her. It just doesn't make sense. And one funny thing is, he said he's scared that he has impregnated her because he did not use protection, because he did not think he was going to get laid that night, which is why he did not have protection. And the shops were closed already, so he couldn't get protection. And I just finished processing everything, and I just ended up minding my own business anyways. But I just think that this generation is somewhat lost, and a lot of people need to find themselves. A lot of people need to find themselves. I heard of I heard a lady saying the other time that she's going to the nightclub because she wants to look for a boyfriend. And I'm like, if you want to find a boyfriend, you cannot find a boyfriend in a nightclub. Neither can a guy find a girlfriend in a nightclub, because what are your chances? What are your chances of you finding someone in a nightclub that can be loyal to you in the long term, in the long run? I know that, okay, some people might have experiences where they found their partners in a nightclub, but I can promise you that these are very minimal cases. Because I can promise you that the minority, the people who say they actually found their partners in a nightclub, they form part of the minority. But the people that had the worst possible experiences ever in a nightclub will form part of the majority. I mean, you watch movies, right? Can you sit down right now, right, and think of a movie that you've watched, and that movie had a clubbing scene or a party scene, right? And tell me one good thing that came out of that scene in the movie. Now, I need you to sit down, give it a deep thought about a scene you watched in the movie where there was about a clubbing scene, right? Or a party scene, or however way you want to put it, right? And think of one good thing that came out of that party or that club, apart from smoking weed, getting high, getting drunk, looking for a girl, looking for a guy to have a one night stand with, taking drugs, and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes even what's it called? Even the nightclub owners, right? Some nightclubs have been shut down. Some nightclubs have been shut down because they use nightclubs as a way to hide their dodgy deals, like drug trafficking, yeah, or human trafficking. Yeah, sometimes club owners use nightclubs as a way to hide all of these dirty activities, right? And even for you nightclub owners, the reason why nightclubbing is so bad is because even in terms of having it as a business idea, it doesn't seem salubrious, because in a nightclub, lots of violent activities take place in the nightclub. And I think in the UK, the last time I checked, I might be wrong, in the UK, nightclub owners, right, if 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 there is one fight, if there is one fight in a nightclub, the police has the right to seize your alcohol license until the case is resolved. Now that's you out of business for 1 month. Why? Why? Because people fought. Okay, so and if you go to the club very often, I mean very, very often, it tells something about yourself. You don't have a purpose in life. You don't have a purpose in life. For you to actually have to go to the club very often, I mean, not once in the, okay, once in a while might be understandable, maybe once a year, okay? Maybe you just want to have a change of environment, but in general, clubbing is not a good thing, because that one time you might be going in that 1 year could be a very unlucky moment for you in your life. Yeah, lots of stabbings taking place in the nightclub as well, if you're not aware of that. Yeah, lots of dodgy things taking place in the nightclub. Nightclubs have broken marriages, broken relationships, broken friendship, broken people's self-worth, self-identity, self-actualization, self-understanding, lots of self things, because people go to the nightclub and end up losing themselves. You go to the nightclub, you get drunk, you get high, you black out, and you don't know what happened for the rest of the night. You could, if you're a girl and you blacked out, you could have probably been sexually assaulted by a guy who was taking advantage of you. Or if you're a guy and you blacked out, you probably would have sexually assaulted a girl who ends up reporting you to the police, and you cannot give an excuse of you being influenced by alcohol. That's no excuse. You cannot say the act of you violating a girl sexually was under the influence of alcohol. It just wouldn't make sense. If you're guilty, you're guilty. It's important that you've got self-control. And by having self-control, it's by staying sober. Yeah, if you want to have some fun, have a couple of speakers in the house or subwoofers, invite a couple friends over, play some loud music, play some loud music, have a drink, have a laugh, watch a movie, have a chat, something healthy, because house parties as well can be crazy, right? So I mean, something healthy, something responsible, okay? And even in a nightclub, spending money, nightclubs are expensive, trust me. In the economy we live in today, after the COVID-19, lots of recessions, lots of interest rates skyrocketing high, prices going up, standard of living has increased. You should be trying as much as possible to save some cost, but instead you're trying to live an expensive life. I mean, a bottle of Guinness at a corner shop could cost £1.65, but at the nightclub, £5. Why? A little bottle of tequila at a corner shop could cost £2, but at a nightclub, because tequila is a very popular alcohol, it tends to be priced high at a nightclub for what, £6? Why? And that price varies from nightclub to nightclub. Why exactly? Why? Tell me. I wouldn't advise anyone to adopt a habit of going clubbing. It's not the lifestyle, it's not the way, it's not the truth, it's not the path, it's not life at all. I will urge everyone in this Gen Z generation, or however, I don't know where that term came from, I will urge everyone to actually find a purpose in life, live life much more responsibly, have a passion, have a goal, and aim to achieve these goals. Set yourself targets to achieve these goals, because things like night clubbing are a setback in your life. Trust me, they are a major setback in your life. Anyways, before I end this video, I just want to say that I am collecting donations in the form of subscribes. Thank you very much for listening to my video, and see you on in the next one.